Hello everybody, and welcome to another Throne of Eldraine draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy this video and want to help me out, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me out more than you know, and I truly appreciate everyone that does so. If you would like to support the channel, you can do so by subscribing and clicking that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos, and so you can join our wonderful community here on YouTube. It is really awesome how much we're growing, and it is great that all of you have chosen to be a part of it. And finally, if you do have any questions at all about the draft or the gameplay, or you just have any feedback, be sure to leave that in the comment section down below, and I will gladly respond with my thoughts or answers. If you want to give back to the channel directly, you can do so via the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. There will be a link to that in the description below. You get access to bonus content and a ton of other cool rewards, as like my card tier list for a Throne of Eldraine. But without further ado, let's dive into this draft. We're going to be starting with Wicked Wolf. This is one of those rares that's just better than every common and uncommon. It's just going to be a 2-for-1 when it enters, is a great food payoff, and really hard to deal with for the opponent if you can even have like 2 foods in play when you cast it. Other than that, Order of Midnight would be the pick. I think this card is better than every common. Third pick would probably be either Clockwork Servant or Reef Soul, just because Reef Soul is very powerful removal, but Clockwork Servant keeps you flexible. There was also a Golden Egg in the pack that could have been a consideration. Okie doke, moving on to pick 2 here. Just going to double check. Yeah, perfect. I'm not like blocking any of the cards. We're going to make these a little bit bigger. Actually, never mind. We're not going to. That doesn't really work out as well as I was hoped. Yeah, sorry about that. I just want to make sure that, yeah, the cards are visible and stuff. Cauldron Familiar is a pretty cool card, especially in the food decks. You can just do a lot of fun shenanigans with this card. Black-green is a good home for Wicked Wolf. That being said, I think I take Reef Soul over the Cauldron Familiar basically every time. Reef Soul, just very strong removal spell, kills a lot of the cards you really care about in the format. It can kill like Circara, for example, which is a really scary card. And overall, there's not a ton else in this pack. I think Flutterfox is one of the top white commons, but Reef Soul is arguably even better than Bacon to a Pie in this set, just because you really want to be playing a heavy colored mana base towards one color. And so if I'm playing a heavy green deck and then I have like 7 black sources, Reef Soul is just significantly easier to cast. So I'm really happy to get a Reef Soul here. The rare is missing, so we can't really get a huge idea for signaling. After Reef Soul, I'd probably just take the Flutterfox. And now we see a Castle Lochthwain's third. This is really interesting to see. There's one uncommon missing, I believe. I always forget the exact numbers. But Castle Lochthwain is really a nice card. And really rewards you for being a heavy black deck, because in the late game, having a land that just like slowly pulls you ahead, because a lot of the time you'll have no cards in hand, especially if you have this in your deck. You're just going to be playing every land you draw in case you top deck your Castle Lochthwain, and then you're taking 1 extra damage every turn to draw a card. So it's like a kind of like a Dark Confidant type thing, where you take a little bit of damage but you get extra cards, and then you use those cards to win the game. So I think Castle Lochthwain is the clear pick out of this pack. After that, I'd probably be on either Malevolent Noble or Garenbrig Carver, and most likely the Malevolent Noble. The thing is because I first picked this Wicked Wolf, I have no reason to believe that green is going to be open. I obviously want to play green, and I'd want to like bias towards green if I can, but I think Malevolent Noble is just significantly better than Garenbrig Carver, because it's a 2-drop that has just a lot of upside in the format, and Carver is sometimes a card you can't even play, because you don't really just want to be playing combat trick type cards in your in a lot of your decks. Interesting pick 3 situation here. I see Turn into a Pumpkin, which is a pretty nice uncommon. Just a lot of different, like, there's a lot of value you can get by just bouncing a card in a lot of situations. The food is nice as well, but we're not necessarily going to be into a heavy blue deck. There's also Charmed Sleep, which is a removal spell that's pretty solid. It's not insane, because there are things like Run Away Together in the format to make this a little bit worse, but it is still nice, though it does compete with So Tiny for slots like that. There's a Merfolk Secret Keeper, but I'm not really going to commit to mill just based on this start, because I still do want to play green if I can. Potentially a black-green deck, food-based deck. Though I think Charmed Sleep is better than Tempting Witch. There's also a Brimstone Trebuchet, which is a card that does perform quite nicely. I think the best card in the pack is Turn into a Pumpkin, though Tempting Witch keeps me the most flexible. And I don't think I'm going to miss out on it. Feel like I missed out on any of these cards, so I think we're just going to take the Tempting Witch and leave myself open to playing like a food deck. And now, Oakham Ranger is not really where I'm going to be going. I'm going to be playing black in this draft, I think. I think black is open, and I think that in this pack, in this situation, Witch's Oven is going to be a really nice pickup, because there was a Cauldron Familiar that we saw earlier, and that has a decent chance of wheeling, and Witch's Oven is a really nice synergy piece with that. It also just is really annoying. So, for example, you can like block your opponent's creatures and then sack it to get a food, and then you can like sack that food to do Tempting Witch to them. There is also a Two-Unveil Treefolk, which is a card I'm a big fan of. This card has been very impressive to me. There's also a Ginger Brute, which is a card that's deceptively playable. Like, sometimes you just need ways to chip in, though it's generally for more aggressive decks than a black-green deck. Then there's Forever Young, which sometimes you'll run one copy of, but I think we're just going to take the Witch's Oven, stay flexible here, and keep committed to our main color. Okay, there is an Arcanus Owl, which unfortunately doesn't really line up with where we're going in this draft. Same with Fireborn Knight. These would be nice payoffs if we were mono white, which it doesn't look like we are currently. Jousting Dummy is a solid pickup. There's also a Moonlit Scavengers, but I don't really necessarily want to move into blue-black here. I still kind of want to play this Wicked Wolf, especially because it is looking like I'm going to get some food payoffs. We're not going to take the Wildwood Tracker because I don't think we're going to be a heavy enough green deck to be worth playing that. So I think we're going to either take Fell the Pheasant for the sideboard or just a Jousting Dummy. And I think Jousting Dummy is a fine pickup here. Just nice 2-drop. It has some relevance later on. It's an artifact, so it's easy to cast in any deck I end up in. And Fell the Pheasant is a card you really only want in the sideboard. You don't really main deck that type of card. This is a late Marrowleaf Pixie, but we're currently looking like we're going to be playing black because these 3 cards are like pretty solid. There is also the option of just transferring into a blue-green deck, though, with our Wicked Wolf. So maybe I just take the Marrowleaf Pixie as a speculative pick. There's also an Unexplained Vision and a Silver Flame Square. I think we'll just take the Pixie and speculate on a green-blue deck, though I would ideally be playing green-black still. There is an Unexplained Vision as well, so maybe blue is where we're supposed to be. And now, there's a Witching Well, which is one of the better blue commons, so I think we just take that. And this is where taking colorless cards is really helpful. Sure, we kind of took the Tempting Witch over. What did we take the Tempting Witch over? Something relatively solid. We took it over the Claustrophobia card, so maybe blue is just where we're supposed to be. But yeah, let's just take the Witching Well here. It looks like blue is turning out to be quite open. And now there's a Queen of Ice, which will take over Eye Collector and Prized Griffin. Didn't Say Please came back around. Hengewalker, Forever Young came back. We'll just take the Forever Young. I don't think Didn't Say Please is where we want to be, unless we're going for a dedicated mill deck, which green-blue doesn't really do. We haven't seen any green cards, so maybe we're just supposed to be blue-black. In which case this card gets a lot better, but not if we have Castle Lochthwain. So we'll just take a Forever Young. And now we can get a Didn't Say Please. Interesting draft so far. And we'll just take a Memory Theft. I don't really like the Signpost Scarecrow. Kind of an interesting spot here. Mystic Sanctuary, sure. Interesting spot for sure. Late Moonlit Scavengers. This card should not still be in the pack. Makes me glad I have this Jousting Dummy and Witch's Oven. So right now it's looking like we're going to be blue-black. Well, this is a nice payoff for being a heavy blue deck. Yeah, Gadwick the Wizened is a very powerful rare. Yeah, tapping creatures is nice. Just drawing like 4 cards for 7 mana is really nice. It can be a relatively big creature in the late game. I think we just take Gadwick here. And after that, what would we take? Probably Unexplained Vision or... yeah, probably Unexplained Vision just for some card draw. I don't know. I'm not sure which direction we're going to end up as our second color, but Gadwick is definitely a nice pickup. Keeper of Fables is fantastic. Green might not be open pack 1 and 3, but black didn't really seem that open pack 1 either. We saw like a couple of early black cards. But Keeper of Fables is just fantastic, so I could definitely see just taking this and then just taking a bunch of green cards this pack. Even though we have a triple blue card now, Marrowleaf Pixie can kind of help get to triple blue. We could prioritize Spinning Wheel. I think Keeper of Fables is just fantastic and is probably going to be my pickup here. We don't have a ton of humans or anything. There's also a Scalding Cauldron, but I think we're just going to take Keeper. And just know that we're not going to get a ton of green cards in pack 3. Oh my gosh. This is so sad. Gosh. So we have these 3 black cards. We have these 2 colorless cards. These are our blue cards. We're definitely playing blue. Blue seemed really open pack 1, and I think we're going to get hooked up in pack 3. And blue's going to be like our main color. Man, so we could either take a black card and move towards a blue-black deck, like take Bacon to a Pie here. But I think we're just going to take Rosethorn Acolyte and ditch our black cards. Even though black is probably going to be open this pack, so is green. And I think Rose Thorn's going to do good work. And now we can pick up another Jousting Dummy, or we can just take a Merfolk Secret Keeper, though we aren't really planning on milling our opponents out, and I think Jousting Dummy to be another artifact for Moonlit Scavengers is quite nice, so we'll just take the Jousting Dummy. Oh man, our Cauldron combo. Well, guess we'll take it. There's nothing really else in this pack that we ever want to play. And now we can take an Opt over Rosethorn Halberd. Help us find our Gadwick more often. Also can trigger Gadwick at instant speed, like for the tap ability, which is quite nice. Sorry about the sniffles, but such is life sometimes. This has been a very interesting draft, to say the least. Not sure if we went in the complete proper directions, but we should get all the Marrowleaf Pixies that are open, because we got this one super late. I am a little bit, sad that our Cauldron Familiar plan is not, on the playbook today, because the Witch's Oven is a nice little combo with Cauldron Familiar. I'm kind of wishing I'd taken the Claustrophobia over Tempting Witch. Might have made the draft a lot easier to move into blue. I just thought that the castle... I think I read the Castle Locthwain as more of a signal than it was. Sorry. Now I guess we'll just take Tome Raider. Just kind of a way to get through our deck. It also works really well with Keeper of Fables. There's a Fell the Pheasant, but I think we're going to be mostly a blue deck. Maybe we're on like a 10-8 mana base. Yep. There's also some nice payoffs for being a mono white deck, which is kind of crazy. Overwhelmed Apprentice. There's also Jousting Dummy and Opt. I think we don't really want Steel Gaze Griffin. We're not really caring about mill, so Overwhelmed Apprentice is not good in our deck. We already have 2 Jousting Dummies, but we do care about artifacts in the form of Moonlit Scavengers. I think we just take the Opt, though, because we really want to find our Gadwick as often as possible, and Opt really helps with that. Wow, late Grumgully. Mystical Dispute is a fine sideboard card. I think we'll just take the Mystical Dispute over the Wishful Merfolk. And now Once in Future, that's a really late pickup. A lot of the time we're not going to be able to get it for its full value, but it is still a late one. Wow, this is absurdly late Bog Naughty. I guess the 2 other black drafters took the Sir Conrad and the Bacon to a Pie, but still, that's a late pickup. Late Secret Keeper. Huh. We're in good shape going into pack 3, I think. We can even main deck this Mystical Dispute if we need to. Though I don't want to. This is where we really get paid off for finding that blue is open. I think, because getting this last pick, that doesn't happen if the guy to my right is in blue, because they'll just take they'll just take this over their, second last card. Yeah, I just had to use a tissue. Hopefully, it works a little bit. Yes! Rewarded to the max. That's a pure skill play right there. We clearly transferred into a blue-green deck because we knew that we would have an Oko to draw. We might even wheel this Marrowleaf Pixie because nobody else wants it. Animating Fairy is a fantastic card, but not really with our specific things. Golden Egg is great. But yeah, Oko's one of the best rares in the set. You just play this on turn 3, plus it, make a food, make the food into a 3/3, all that good stuff. It also works fantastically with Wicked Wolf, as anyone that plays Constructed knows. There's also a Scalding Cauldron, but I mean, obviously, just slamming Oko here. Hopefully, we even wheel the Marrowleaf Pixie, because nobody else wants it. Huh. There's a Once in Future. Once in Future can get back Oko, which is kind of awesome. There's also just a Marrowleaf Rider. I think we're going to run a 10-8 mana base, like 10 islands, 8 forests, to try and like just have great mana, be able to cast all of our stuff consistently. 2 Unveiled Treefolk is a card I love. Sage of the Falls can do a ton of good work. We don't really have any humans other than Gadwick. I guess this is a human, but I don't even know if we want to play that. Man, this is a tricky pick. There is a Once in Future in the pack, which is just a really good card. There's also a Runaway Together. There's a Marrowleaf Rider, but we don't have a ton of food payoffs right now. It's also just kind of a clunky 5-drop that can do some work. Find our bombs. Kind of just want to take the Sage. At the same time, I think that 2 Unveiled Treefolk is quite nice. Let's just take the Sage. It really helps us dig for all of our good creatures. Wow, Midnight Clock. This deck is going to be unbelievable. Midnight Clock means we'll never mill out, and this card is just unreal good. Like, it ramps you up a little bit, and also just like eventually just wins you the game on its own. This is the payoff for finding our open colors, folks. And now we're going to take a Golden Egg to help with our mana over a Tome Raider and a Carver. Pretty easy pickup here. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Number artifacts and enchantments. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts. So I don't think we really care about that card. I think we'll just take the Prophet of the Peak. Actually, we'll just take a Fell the Pheasant for the sideboard. We have a lot of expensive cards already, and Fell the Pheasant can be a really good sideboard card, like really key in certain matchups. Our deck ended up fantastic. I never doubted it. I was only really worried pack 2 when we had like all these like non-blue cards. I was like, oh no, we're screwed. Sorry. Man, our deck really got there. We did it. We did it. Holy heck. Folio of Fancies. That ultimate mill plan. I mean, this card can literally just be a 1-card game plan. I think we're just going to take it. The thing about this card is you don't even have to be a mill deck. Like, sure, we'll probably play Merfolk Secret Keeper because we now have this folio to, like, kind of help with the mill plan. But the thing is if you get up to, like, say, 6 mana, which is really easy to do, you do on your opponent's end step, both players draw 3. So say they have 1 card in hand. Now they have 4. Then on their draw step, you mill them. So they then mill 5 cards. It just kind of wins the game on its own. There's a Runaway Together and a 2 Unveil as well. But we're just going to take this card. It's like a kind of bomby card. And now there's a Scalding Cauldron for some removal. We don't really have a ton of removal in this deck. We have literally none right now. We have Wicked Wolf as removal. Oko is kind of removal. There's also a Corridor Monitor, which I wouldn't mind getting. Unexplained Visions, but we already have a lot of card draw in the form of... I guess we have 2 opts. We have a Once in Future. We have Keeper of Fables and Sage and Gadwick for a draw. We kind of just want the removal. This pack has been good to us. Oh my gosh, another Golden Egg. This is where we see what we wheel. Oh my gosh, there's another Once in Future. I think we just have to take the Golden Egg, though. Really helps our mana out. And this is where we wheel the Animating Fairy or the Marrowleaf Pixie, hopefully. Hopefully we get Marrowleaf Pixie. I like getting the Golden Eggs because Golden Eggs help us with our Gadwick. They also help us splash this Cauldron Familiar. Oh my gosh, what an absurd deck. We totally got there. I like how we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green cards. And then other than that, we're just a blue deck. This is an awesome deck. It just looks like so much fun. I'm so hyped. Oh yes, Marrowleaf Pixie came back. Of course it did. Why would anyone take this card? Haha, yes! We did it, boys! We did it. Ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to take a second Moonlit Scavengers. We just have tons of artifacts now. 2 Unveiled Treefolk is okay, but we don't even need to attack to win. At this point, we can just mill them out with our folio. Runaway Together would be okay, maybe, but I think we just want Moonlit Scavengers as a great tempo play, because we could potentially fall behind with this deck. Now another opt to find all of our goodies. There's a Mad Ratter. Could we splash that? Probably not. Man. What a sick deck. Holy heck. What a deck. Fantastic. Mystic Sanctuary. Do we have any great instants worth getting back? Wolf's Quarry. Probably not going to play that. Like we have... Yeah, we don't really have any instants worth getting back, so I don't think I'm going to play the Mystic Sanctuaries. Because we're not quite heavy enough into our main color to get... Like, we can get back Opts, which isn't really that good. And, like, we can get back... We can't even get back Ones in future, so I don't think we play those. We're not really a Didn't Say Please deck, I don't think. Okay, so these are our color distributions. Are we a Witch's Oven deck? Probably not. I like playing the Opts just because it helps us find like our Okos and our Gadwick. And it works really well with Gadwick. Maybe we play a 10-7 mana base. I could see that being correct. Because we do have 3 Opts, which can kind of function as lands in a way, because they can help you find lands. And I really want to run 10 blue sources so that I can cast... I mean, I don't really have any payoffs for heavy blue except Gadwick, and Gadwick can be helped to cast with Golden Eggs and Marrowleaf Pixies and Rosethorn Acolyte. So maybe I just run a 9-8 mana base. We are definitely not a Queen of Ice deck. I don't even know if we were a Merfolk Secret Keeper deck. Honestly, just it's an early defensive tool, and we can turn it into a 3-3, so probably worth playing. I could see a 9-8 being a correct mana base split for this deck. And then we just cut 1 Opt. We have a lot of early cantripping cards, like our 2 Golden Eggs, so we're probably going to be fine on hitting land drops. And we have like these guys, which can be like lands in a lot of cases. So I think 9-8 mana base is going to be good, because we don't really have any huge payoffs. Like this is a triple blue card, but it's like kind of expensive. We're going to cast it later on in the game. I like the Opts to go with him, but I don't think we really want Didn't Say Please, Queen of Ice, or this Opt. Didn't Say Please could be a kind of nice answer, but we have Oko to just kind of answer anything they play. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic deck. I can't believe we got there, honestly. Secret Keeper's a nice early defense. We could even mill ourselves if we have a Once in Future in our hand. I think 9-8 is going to be the split to go with. The Marrowleaf Pixies also work really well with Keeper, because they can ramp it out and then attack with it really well. Yeah, I think this is going to be the build. Let's just add our basic lands. We're going to run 9-8. We're not going to run any special lands. They recommend 10-7. I think 9-8 is good, because we do have all these Marrowleaf Pixies to cast. Let's just sort by color one more time. Yeah, these are double green. These are... Yeah. Yeah, this seems like a fantastic deck. We have 1 rare, 2 rares, 3... Like, if there's a mythic rare, we have 2 of the gold card for this deck. Color combination. Seems like a fantastic deck, and I am excited to see it play out in the matches. I hope you are too, and I hope you stay with me. Hello, everybody, and welcome to round 1. I did make 2 changes from the deck I finished with. I cut the 2 Opts for an extra island and a Didn't Say Please. I felt like I needed a little more interaction, and I felt like I have enough expensive cards that it's worth running an extra land. Unfortunately, I don't think I can keep this hand. Yeah, and this hand is much better. We're going to get rid of an island. Yeah, but basically I just want to make sure I hit my land drops. And I have a ton of mana accelerations and good ways to use my lands as well, so I'm feeling pretty good about that decision. Gonna lead with the island and pass the turn. Okay, yeah, I am in frame as it were. Okay. Youthful and neat. I also realized that I have a lot of ways to spend my mana at instant speed for the Didn't Say Please. I can threaten to put counters on clock. I can threaten to activate Folio. All sorts of good stuff. We don't mind taking a little bit of chip damage. And then we can either activate our Scalding Cauldron on what they play or just counter it. Shine Chaser. Not really a threat just yet. Okay, Sage should shut down the Youthful Knight quite nicely, so we can counter what they play this turn, threaten to block this, and then just play Sage of Falls, start getting rid of extra lands. finding our Okos and Wicked Wolves and etc. Well then. So the problem is this turns on their Shine Chaser. But I can just Scalding Cauldron it and block the Shine Chaser anyway. So I can either counter this. I think I'm just going to counter it. Not that I super care about the bodies, but if my Sage doesn't live, I really don't want to have to deal with that, and I get value on getting rid of both halves. And then we'll probably loot away our Secret Keeper. Yeah, we'll get rid of our Secret Keeper. We don't really care about the mill here. But the extra land is going to be nice for just jamming this Gadwick. Draw 3 cards. Make a 3/3. Helps hold down the fort. I'm pretty happy with where we're at right now. Okay, Enchanted Carriage, mildly annoying, but our Gadwick is going to help it combine with Sage of Falls blocking. Okay, sure. So we'll just play Forest, blue, 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 6. And we'll stack it so we loot after we draw. Oh, it is a human, never mind. Okay, there's Folio. Not the greatest draw here, but the Mirrorleaf Pixie will be nice. Help me out. Okay, that's irritating. It's all going to be about whether or not I can stabilize here. Because if I can survive like 1 or 2 more turns, I'll be fine. The Folio's not looking great in this matchup because they're kind of a curve-out aggro deck. We'll probably sideboard it out. Ooh, Wicked Wolf was a massive draw there. We just get to kill the Shine Chaser. Though maybe I don't care about the Shine Chaser. This is combat damage. We could just kill the Ginger Brute because Ginger Brute's going to be attacking really scarily. Let's think. So, we're going to play Wicked Wolf this turn and Mirrorleaf Pixie. We don't care about this thing. We don't care about this thing because our Mirrorleaf can just trade. They have no cards in hand. We actually do care about Ginger Brute because that's a 7-turn clock. This thing's not that annoying either. Okay, we will just start by looting though. The question is we can also just Scalding Cauldron the Ginger Brute at a later date. But I guess we can also just Scalding Cauldron something else that's small. So let's just kill the Ginger Brute now. And we will get rid of a Forest. Play land. I think I already played a land. Gadwick. Oh, that wasn't a blue spell, so I don't tap anything there. I could also just hold up a Scalding Cauldron activation, but I think getting the second Mirrorleaf into play is going to be nice. And we'll get rid of an island there. The Folio is not really a mill threat here. This is another reason I added the lands, is because Sage can really do good work in this type of spot. I really like our position here. We have a lot of good creatures. If we draw a Golden Egg, we're going to be in good shape. Definitely happy trading that off. Oh, that was a fantastic draw. Tap. We'll tap the Enchanted Carriage. We want to draw a card before we loot. Get rid of a forest. Play land. We will still play the Folio. It can actually be a legitimate mill threat. And opponent scoops it up. Probably means they don't have a ton of reach. They don't have the tacticians to draw into. Interesting stuff. So they have Shine Chaser, Gingerbread. So they're like a pretty aggressively tilted deck, it looks like. So what tools do we have to deal with that? We probably don't want Folio, because Folio is much better. They didn't have any cards in hand, so that was going to be tricky. Probably would prefer Queen of Ice. Fell the Pheasant seems good as well. What cards are not good against their strategy? Didn't say Please seems like mediocre. They didn't really seem to have any hugely prioritized things, and we're going to be a little bit behind. So I'd rather just have a proactive 3-drop and a card that can kill some of their flyers. I wish I had some artifact hate. I might consider running... Mystical Dispute, definitely coming in. Yeah, Mystical Dispute over a Fell the Pheasant. We only saw one flyer, but Mystical Dispute can be huge in this type of matchup. Any blue deck, you'll bring that in. Witch's Oven is still probably a no-no, but I'm really liking our sideboard options here. Getting rid of Folio is going to really help. I'd rather have Mystical Dispute by a lot there. Really, deck? I think this is a keep, but it's not one I'm happy to keep. We have 10 islands and 2 eggs. And we have a 2-drop we can play. So it's not like ideal, but it's definitely a keeper, I think. Maybe we're supposed to mulligan more aggressively thanks to our Oko and stuff. But when when more than a quarter of our deck is outs, I think it's worth keeping. Gosh darn, their start is really good against this hand. I never didn't have it. Always had it. I'll definitely trade this for a Ginger Brute. I wish I had like a Merfolk Secret Keeper to help deal with this guy. There's a golden egg. That'll really help with our Moonlit Scavengers. I might just double block this thing. Well, now we will not double block. Oh, this is rough. We'll just take 5. Go to 11. Golden Egg being able to potentially gain us life is quite nice. And these Midnight Scavengers will stabilize us eventually. I think we're on the defensive train here. Okay. Might just chump this. Make them use their Scalding Cauldron. Wow, the trade happens? Hip hip hooray! Sure. We're not actually going to crack this egg because we need it for our Moonlit Scavengers. I think we're going to play the Merfolk here. because 2-5 is essentially the same stat line. We really want to hit a land. Definitely going to keep that. And we will ditch a Gadwick, maybe? No, Gadwick is good on this board. We'll get rid of Keeper. It's a weird one to get rid of because that card is so good, but our hand is stacked. We want removal for this Ginger Brute. Moonlit Scavengers can deal with that token. No! 2, 4, 5. Oh, I'm so fair. I'm afraid. We could just bounce the Youthful Knight. We could also bounce this Knight, because if we block the Youthful Knight, then they're just going to use their Scalding Cauldron, but then they waste their whole turn doing that. And we actually have barely enough time for this to all work out. So we're going to block the Youthful Knight here, and they're going to use their Cauldron. Yep. We're going to go to 1. No! Okay, thank goodness it's not a creature. This is going to gain us some life and pull us out of range a little bit. Oh my gosh, fantastic draw. Holy heck. That's actually insane. So we can now fight the Youthful Knight. So we have... No, we can fight the Ginger Brute. Wicked Wolf is such a beating. Play the Cauldron, and then we can actually sack our Golden Egg to gain life, or just keep it around to work with Wicked Wolf. And then we have Gadwick and Moonlit Scavengers. And Sage. Enchanted Carriage, okay. Do we want to sack this for life? I think we want to keep it around so that we can block Carriage. No, because they'll play this. I think I have to keep it so that the Carriage isn't lethal. Okay, so Gadwick can draw me 5 cards. But I think my first step is to play the Scavengers. And bounce a Mouse. Because just having a 4 or 5 in play is huge. And then I'm going to play the Gadwick before I play the Sage. Whew, this is insane. I still die to a Tactician. They're out of cards. That's good for me. Okay, Secret Keeper is a good blocker. But it's also a good thing to loot away. We're going to play Sage now, and Scalding Cauldron their flyer. We want to keep our life total high. Marrowleaf Pixie. That's a fantastic draw as well. We'll just play this as a blocker. Yep, we'll dig away the Golden Egg. Even though Golden Egg would be a good card, Gadwick drawing 5 cards is going to put this away. Okay. Sorry for the sniffles. I know that's annoying to listen to. I do my best. Okay, opponent. This next turn I'm going to play Gadwick to draw 5 cards. I can just trade these off very happily. The one downside is if they have something like an All That Glitters, which just makes Giant Chaser like unkillable. Because then it would get +1/+1 from this, and +2/+2 from the All That Glitters. Oh no, that's what I was afraid of too. Oh no. So they crew this up. Attack with everything. We go block. Chump. Or they crew with this thing. Attack with everything. We go block, chump. Go to 1. Yeah, that's rough. I think the strategy here... Oh, man. Good play by the opponent. Block, jump, go to 1. We end up in okay shape. But now we have to kill this, and so Ardenvale Tactician's really rough for us to beat. So now we kind of have to find another Marrowleaf Pixie. Witching Well, okay. Queen of Ice could be huge here. Bottom. Top. That can buy us a turn against the Ardenvale Tactician. So now we'll just kill this thing now. And then we will pass the turn. And draw 2 with our Witching Well. Oh, it's so rough. Ardenvale, yep. And then Lonesome. Yeah. Oh, Midnight Clock does not help. Oko, no! Well. Rage of Winter must be cast. To tap down this, or we're just dead on the spot. And then we're going to cast Gadwick to draw 3. We have 4 blockers, they have 4 defenders. We just have to find a way to deal with this flyer. Play land. We have not yet found the way. Oh no, we just need Oko. I guess now that we know they have more flyers, we'll bring in our feasting thing or whatever. Oh no, and we don't have any golden eggs left. We do have okay odds at hitting Oko though. We have 1 in 12. Do we have any other removal? No. Okay. Because Oko can make us a food, which can then gain us 3 life. Indefinitely. And then the clock can shuffle back in all our cards. Oh, this is insane. We could also draw once in future to get back 2 golden eggs. So that's 2 outs. I just like thinking of the number of outs. And we could just make a Scalding Cauldron and a golden egg. Come on, deck. Give me my outs. I've been thinking about them. I'm doing the math. Nope. That is not out. Shoot. Okay. Fell the pheasant coming in. We were close. We were so close. We're going to cut a jousting dummy. It really doesn't block that well in this matchup. Man, that was a close game. Very close. We needed to draw our Oko. We haven't drawn Oko yet, but I believe he's going to be in this hand. Well, this is a keep, but it's not a great one. We could just wait on the Merfolk Secret Keeper, but I think it's just worth casting. Because there's some merits to casting it on myself, but only if I've already got my once in future. Because otherwise I could deck if I mill my own Midnight Clock. I'm not actually worried about my mana situation here. I have a lot of lands, but I have a lot of cards that I can draw that'll just be like fine if I have a lot of lands. And if I draw like an expensive card, I'll be fine as well. That's a fine draw. We have access to a lot of mana now, so if we draw like a Clock, or we draw Gadwick, or we draw Oko, I guess Oko's not really the same thing. Oko's just good because he has such an early board presence. Oh. Charge! Unfortunately, we are flooding a bit, but that is the downside of running 18 lands with a lot of mana sources. The thing is our mana sources that are on board are not, like, bad. They're just, like, creatures that do stuff. Sure, Shine Chaser. We are not concerned about that. Oh, and a Gingerbread, okay. And when we're on the aggressive side of things, it makes it much harder for our opponent to start, like, attacking us. Oh, they have Midnight Clock too. Gosh, darn it. Oh no. You know what would be fantastic here is Oko. I would love an Oko right now. Oko plus make this a 3/3. Or just make a land a 3/3. Their Clock gets a trigger. No, I don't have an artifact. That's so dumb. Now we just have to play it for like no value. Wow, we are... Yeah, I'm sad. We have Oko in our deck, and we haven't drawn him yet. We have Gadwick, which we haven't drawn this game. Or Midnight Clock. I'm so sad that they have a Midnight Clock and we don't. Man. Maybe we can just kill them in the air with our flyer. They don't have that many flyers. I should have played my land. Let's see what they do with this scry. And remember, they can just use this for blue mana to crack the well. They put both on top. Gosh darn it. Well, that's not good. Sad day. Things are not really going our way here. Oh, man. It's like we have... Let's just say we have like 10 good cards in our deck that are like super busted. No, we don't have 10. We have Midnight Clock. We have Gadwick. We have the Wolf. That's pretty good. We have a Clock of our own. So we have like 5 cards that we'd love to draw in any game. We kind of were put in a spot where we didn't get to keep any of them. That's a fine draw. But they do get to sack it for life, and they're going to draw 7 cards soon. If I attack with this and get this off the board, they still have a 3/4 and a 3/3. I'm so sad. It's so not good for me. This Clock is just my doom. The thing is, if I draw Oko, it's not going to matter because they're never going to be able to pressure Oko. They can make it up. They can just draw the cards this turn. I'm so dead. There's a little bit of tension because I want to keep this land in case I draw Sage. Oh man, I'm so sad. It always feels bad when your deck is like disgustingly broken and you just lose to like your opponent having the same rare that you do. But we're not out of it yet. I don't know why they did that instead of just putting 2 counters on their Clock, because then they could have drawn 7 cards. Maybe they just want to delay that as long as possible, though I don't know why you'd do that. Sure. I think we just kill the 4/4. And they draw 7. Though they do have to get rid of one of their cards, so that's something. So they only net 6 cards this way. Oh, of course. Why wouldn't their last card be Ardenvale Tactician? Sad day. So they go up to 8 cards. If we win this game, it's going to be unreal. Okay, Linden's not that good. We have so many like swingy great cards to draw that would just like vastly change the way this game is. We'll draw one eventually. Like, we can flip our own clock really quickly if we draw it. And, like, we don't care about these ground cards. We only care about this flyer. So them gaining life every time it attacks is really irritating. Could you just give me a break? I swear I put good spells in this deck. I know I have 18 lands, but I guess I'm not that far over average. It just feels like that far over average because I've got 10 lands, 20 cards in, so it's not that far over average. It just feels like I've drawn like all my bad spells. I'm going to stop complaining. It's okay. Oh my gosh, I just have no answers for flyers. Other than Oko. Man, if we drew Fell the Pheasant and could make like an instant speed food to wreck them, how sick would that be? Like, attack with Wicked Wolf, then Fell the Pheasant this instant speed. Oh no. Oh man. Wow. Oko's probably not even good enough at this point because I just can't beat flyers. I guess I can just target the flyers. Yeah, for some reason I had a feeling they were getting fortifying provisions. I don't know why. This is just really frustrating. Well, we can get Pixie and Golden Egg back. And then we can cast Golden Egg. Cast Witching Well. Bottom. I think we actually have to top this. Play land. Play Marrowleaf Pixie to block the Fae. Go to combat. No attacks. I think we have to crack this thing for life. Wait, why did I keep the... I forgot that they had the stupid fortifying provisions. I can't even kill the Ardenvale Tactician. What was I thinking? Oh no. Well, that was a choke. Oh, never mind. It's not a choke. Haha. So I buy myself an extra turn if I kill the Arden Veil now, and it's not going to be a lot useful next turn, so I'm going to do this. Yep. Okay, now I have to kill something. Well, that's not good. Thanks, Midnight Clock. Gosh darn it. Oh, man, that's game. Wow. Wow. Even there, if we find Oko, I think we might have a chance. I don't even know. Well, that was silly. Man. Feels bad to lose with this deck when we could have just drawn Gadwick for like 10 turns, or our Clock. Like, if we drawn Clock like 2 turns ago, I think we would have been able to flip it almost by now. Well, that's going to do it for round 1. And maybe we'll do better next time. Hello, and welcome to round 2. We are going to keep this hand and hope for the best. I mean, our golden egg can fix our mana, so that's nice. Oh no. The thing that my deck struggles against is decks where I kind of have to be able to kill a lot of things, and also decks where I need to draw certain cards like lands. Oh gosh, no. Oh gosh, we are so dead. Man, this is the downside of having bad mana. 10-8 is not a great mana base. Oh. Oh! If we had an island and we're just able to make our thing into a 3/3, I think we just play Oko, put him up to 6 loyalty. Like, that's just really hard to deal with. And then we just hope to draw an island next turn to play our Tome Raider. I am sad. That was kind of a good play. I feel pretty proud of that, using the seasonal ritual mode. Man, I wish Oko had lived. We have Gadwick, though. Just imagine if we had an island in our opening hand, and we could have just made our golden egg into a 3/3. Just like one on the spot. Gosh darn it. Why do I always draw these, like, garbage cards? Like, that card is, like, it's so good in so many matchups, but mono red and mono white are not the ones for that. All I need are lands. Oh, gosh. It's sad that my deck like really struggles against Gingerbrute. Like Gingerbrute just like has to be dealt with. Let's see what happens. There are combat tricks like +2/+2. Oh gosh, why? Oh, the humanity. We're just like dead. We are literally just dead. Well, that was amusing. Do I even want this? Probably not. Like, they have one flyer, they're mono red. Oh, I probably should have cut Folio. I think we'll keep this hand, though. Ugh. Gonna mill myself. Because I do have ones in future to get back cards. So in theory, that's a good play. It doesn't work out if I don't draw lands. Ah, man, I just need land. Specifically green mana. Thank you, deck. Much obliged to ye. Hopefully they don't have Scorching, but, I mean, I'm not going to not play my Rose Thorn. Oh, thank goodness, they're off to a slow start. So, my two options are I can play Folio and Secret Keeper, which I think I'm going to do. Though I think once in futuring back my Oko is actually just better. Which means I can just cast this guy. And then I'll once in future back a land and Oko. If they play the Lock Dragon, maybe I get back the Pixie and Oko. I'm going to have to put one on top. So if they play the Lock Dragon, I'll get the Pixie, because then I can trade with it. Oko and Forest. Doesn't really matter which one goes where. Da-da-da-dee. Make our guy into a 3/3. Attack for 6. What do they have? You know what this doesn't work out against? Is that stupid Embereth Paladin. If they have Embereth Paladin and I get wrecked by it, I'm going to be so sad. Like, why wouldn't they have played it last turn? What do they even have in their hand? Oh man, my Folio can become a 3/3. That's a good life. I'm just going to make a food token. Okay. Actually, I think we'll just use the folio to make both players draw some cards. Because I need cards, so I'm just going to draw 2 each on their end step. Oh no. Oh no. Not Embercleave. Oh, didn't say please is really nice. And next turn I can make folio into a creature. Man, Oko is so good when it works. Opponent scoops it up. On to game 3. Man, I think I am just going to keep it the same. Folio is really a nice mana sink. Maybe I'd rather have Queen of Ice. I think keeping in folio is too aggressive. It just happened to work out that game. And then I'll bring in Queen of Ice. Actually, I'll just bring in Opt. It's going to be one of those clock games, hopefully, where clock just like single-handedly carries your team. Or an Oko game. I'm still open to Oko. If I just draw an Oko here. Yeah, we don't want either of those. We'd rather scry towards our Oko. Next turn we can play Clock into another Marrowleaf Pixie, and the next turn Scavengers them, irregardless of drawing a land. Is irregardless even a word? Huh. I'm so afraid of them having the Lance, because then Redcap is really scary. Okay. I take 5. Land me. Nice. I wanted to draw land there because I still want to make land drops because I can always refill with that. Bounce their 3-drop. We'll block. If they play the Embercleave here... Oh, Bargain. Shoot. Well, we have another Moonlit. So I can food plus Wicked Wolf and kill this. I kind of like that. And then I can block one of these and make it indestructible. We'll hold this guy back as a blocker, because if I block both, and then one of them dies, then the other one dies too. Man, this is going to happen, and it's going to be awesome. I love that card. Please work. Maybe they were waiting for this to happen. Gosh darn it, I got greedy and punished. I'm sad now. Shoot. Should have just let it happen. That would have been a really good exchange for me, and I got greedy and screwed it up. Dang it. Just a bad play. We have been hitting our land drops, which is kind of cool. So we can go block, block. We know they don't have a ton of action, which is nice. Well, they did draw that, so that's not great. But I have a way to block it. Big draw. Honestly, no matter what Oh, Oko. Did we just +2 here? Honestly, I think we just make this into a 3-3. Like, Witching Well is fine, but we already have our card draw thing set up. Sure. Come on. Okay. So we can go land, clock, see what happens. Nice. And then we can turn... let's just play 2 more creatures. And turn this into a random ground dude. This having menace is going to be a problem. Oh, we're so close to stabilizing. That was not a good random draw 7. We drew all lands except for these 3 spells, but it was 3 lands and like 4 spells. I mean, the opposite. Okay, Oko. That was not ideal. So we're going to play this guy. And we're going to hit them for 2. We have nothing going on in our hand. We just have Oko, the legend himself. Okay, that was not great. We can exchange this guy for this guy. Seems good to me. No, it's still an artifact? No, it's not an artifact anymore. It's just an elk. So future Moonlit Scavengers wouldn't do anything. Probably worth it still. Okay. One of their cards is still the 7 dwarves, yep. We're just going to get into the classic +2/+1 pattern with Oko now. Lock Dragon is now an elk. Elk tribal. Oko's just chilling. Honestly, in that one game we lost, Keeper of Fables would have also just won us the game. It would have drawn us like 6 cards. That one match, I mean the first match. We're getting closer to just attacking, I think. And opponent has seen enough. We have won the match, and we will be heading to the final round. I hope you stay with me. Hello, and welcome to the finals. We will be going first. We are going to be crushing it. Thank gosh, we have the combo. We even have a 2-drop to go with it. Like, oh my gosh. If we lose this game, I'm going to quit Magic. I know it's a bold statement, but it's true. If we lose this game, I am not going to play anymore. Actually, that's not true. I will still play, but it is that good of a hand. Like 2-drop into 3-drop into 4. This is like a constructed hand. Like Oko into Wicked Wolf is like a constructed combo. Okay. Now that we know Oko isn't getting countered, oh my gosh, we even have Midnight Clock. Yeah, this is the hand that we really like to see from our deck. I wonder if they can even beat a turn 3 Oko. Well, Lucky Clover's a start. Oh my gosh, we have our Midnight Clock for the ultimate Rubbins. We're probably just going to get the Midnight Clock rolling. Midnight Clock. Make this into a elk. Attack. And then wait. Hopefully they don't mill us for 8 again. Oh man, if they mill us for 8 twice here, I'm going to be so sad. Oh, it's a Tome Raider, thank God. Oh no. We're going to Oko the stupid Lucky Clover. This thing's got to be a 3/3. And then... And then I think we Golden Egg Rosethorn, or we Golden Egg into Wicked Wolf if we hit a land. Man, we just need our clock to just save us from their mill. Order. Sure. Oh my gosh. They had another... Oh, they're just casting them. Thank God. We're saved. Saved. Oh my gosh. We're alive. Oh my gosh, and we have access to anything we want thanks to this once in future. Well, that's nice. Okay, our Gadwick's in there. Okay, so now we have a couple foods, so our Wicked Wolf is never dying. We have this midnight clock. We're honestly going to try and cast once in future probably at some point here. Okay, Barrow Witches to get back Order of Midnight. That's disgusting. At me. Okay. I think we just plus Oko to make a food. And then we can just pass. Actually, we will scry. We don't really want that. We just want lands to set up for our midnight clock. We'll counter that because we can get it back with our once in future at some point. If we need it. Sure. Okay, so we're going to once in future back our Folio of Fancies, maybe? And then mill them out? Probably going to get our Didn't Say Please back, maybe, or we'll consider that. So we have 7 mana, so we could do this and Didn't Say Please. So I think we'll hold that up, but if they don't do anything, we'll get back Folio and Gadwick, maybe. We don't really care about Gadwick, though, so maybe we get back Folio and... Didn't Say Please, just classic cards. Let's just... make another... yeah, we'll make another food. Then we'll just start exchanging things when we need to. This clock is so clutch. Clock is such a nice answer against mill. And we even have once in future to get it back if it gets milled. this card and this card. Because we do not want our guy getting Charm Sleeped, because he's like our best defense. You did not say please, my good friend. Or maybe you did, but I did not hear you. I have been wounded. Man, this midnight clock is doing work. Marrowleaf Pixie, nice. Folio. We can probably make a food into a 3/3. Let's just start attacking with Wolf. Sure. We can actually activate Midnight Clock on their end step, which seems okay. Gives us all of our... Doesn't really do anything, I guess. Might as well just activate this. Oko at 15 loyalty, no big deal. Well, that was nice. Refreshing. We'll just keep attacking with our Wicked Wolf. So we already played a land, so we have 6, 7 mana. Then we'll stop on their draw step. Actually, let's... We'll make this guy into a 4/4 3/3. Pass the turn on their draw step. Mill them. They have Lash of Thorns in their deck. Okay, they think they can get me. Hopefully not. Oh, shoot. That was a misclick. Oops. Next turn I'm going to exchange control of the barrow for the Barrow Witches. would have been much better if they had 4 less cards in their deck. Oh no. I am so bad. Holy hell. What a terrible play. Oh no. I thought I could bounce this artifact. It's if you control an artifact, return a creature. Well then. I was trying to screw it up. Did my very darndest. That game took way longer than it should have. And we win that game. Let's look at their deck. They have Charm Sleep, Swordmaster, Tome Raider, Lucky Clover, a ton of those guys. So we want Mystical Dispute, that's for sure. Man, oh man. So small creatures aren't really needed. We don't really need the jousting dummies. Rather have an opt probably. I considered siding in my Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven. Man, Oko making their Lucky Clover into a creature was so huge. Okay, this is definitely a keeper. Man, I just really want to get the 2-1 with this deck. If this deck doesn't get a 2-1, I'm going to be so sad. Whoa, they have white cards and they were blue-black last game. No, the second, the tech. The secret tech. Siding into a white-black deck. Oh no. What the heck is happening? Aw. Not cool, bro. We'll get our turn 4 Sage of the Falls either way, no matter what you do. Do they really have a second complete deck? Gosh. What is this madness? We're not even going to cast that. We're just going to keep it in our hand because they could have their stupid Barrow Witches. We don't want to turn that on. And also we want the extra loot out of our Sage. Oh, that's nice. La da da da. We're just going to make that into a 3/3. Give ourselves max protection for our Oko. And then next... Oh, it's not an artifact anymore. Gosh darn it, I'm so bad. My Moonlit Scavengers no longer bounces. Oh, never mind, it will, because of my Oko making a food. Yes! Oko synergy with Moonlit Scavengers! It's so good! And then I can give them my own enchanted creature. Get out of here, Flutterfox. Nobody likes you. I could have attacked for 3, but it's not necessary, and I don't want to risk anything. Like, I don't know what they could have had, though. And opponent scoops it up. Oko turns out to be too good when you draw him. Unfortunately, he did not show up in match 1, but in the next 2 matches, he came in and came in strong. That is going to do it for this draft video. If you did make it all the way till the end, in the comment section down below, let me know by leaving a hashtag OkoPower or hashtag BlueGreenBombs, because that deck was definitely bomb heavy. If you did enjoy the video, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell notification so you don't miss any future videos, and so you can join our community here on YouTube. If you would like to support the channel directly, you can do so via the Patreon. You get access to a ton of cool rewards, and you get that fuzzy feeling inside to know you are supporting my content. One of those cool rewards for supporting at the $10 per month level is being put in the credits. There are, of course, other rewards for other levels. Even just $1 a month gets you access to cool rewards, like full access to my card-by-card grading spreadsheet for Throne of Eldraine. But that is going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much to all of my patrons for helping make this video possible, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. See you later.